Alright guys, so today we're on the topic of cream contour, highlight, and blush. I've gotten quite a few questions, whether it's on Instagram or on YouTube, about how I do cream contour, highlight, and blush, and how I've had family members asking other people, so I was like, what's better than just to do a video? So I have a few products that I use for these things, but no matter what, the very first thing that you need to do is you need to prime your face. So I'm going to take my Instant Age Rewind Primer by Maybelline, and I always start where my big pores are and where I get oily. Alright, and always the first thing that I do is I do the contour part. There's a few products that I use for this. I use the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Crayon Concealer, and I get it in like 3 shades darker than my skin tone, so I have it in N6, N7. So I use this, and sometimes I'll use this and dry it on. Recently, what I've really been liking to do is I bought this Neutrogena Healthy Skin Compact Makeup, and I bought it in a few shades darker, so I bought it in warm beige, where usually I'm like a light color. And as you can see, I've hit a lot of pan on it, and what this works as is I just use a darker cream foundation as my contour. But I recently was watching That Girl Shay's video, and she mentioned that she's always been wanting to try the Chanel Chanel, the cream Chanel bronzer, and how she picked up the Sonia Kashuk cream bronzer for a dupe because she didn't want to pay the $50-some for the Chanel one. And I can definitely compare to that. I don't want to pay the $50-some for it either. So she bought the darker color, rich brown, and I bought warm tan, but she's also darker than me. So this is what I'll be using today because it's what I've been using most often. And let me get my hair out of the way. And so what I do is I take my P80 by Sigma, and I run it through, and I draw where I want it. You can find the hollows of your cheeks by making a fishy face. I naturally know where mine is, and you can kind of see mine. And then I do dots. I also put this tiniest amount on my nose, and I put it on my chin. So I look kind of silly, obviously. And then I go in with my favorite brush for this. It's the Real Techniques brush, the Expert Face brush. And I pull my skin taut like this, and I start doing circular motions. Now, a lot of people do this over their foundation. I just prefer to do it under my foundation because here it is so hot in Arizona, and I don't put foundation on, I just put powder on, and you shouldn't be putting cream or liquid products over powder. So I'm doing this first, but if I was doing liquid, I would put the liquid on first. And then I'm going with this brush to the Neutrogena makeup, and I go over it. Can't see it that much on camera, it seems like. And then for highlighter, I'm taking my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC20. And everyone asks like why so much comes out. If you really focus it and are cautious when you're pumping, a lot doesn't come out. Like that, and then I go in with my F86 from Sigma, and I pat that in. Sorry, my nose ring's coming out. And it gives like a really, really pretty highlight. And then I go in with my Maybelline Age Rewind, which is more of a pinky one, and I ripped off my top because you save product that way. And I just take a bit out on my finger, and I put that underneath as well. And I feel like this product makes such a difference. Like, you see that? I feel like it makes such a difference. And then I'm just gonna set all that highlight, set the underneath part. And you have to set it with a lighter powder, obviously. Now for blush, I take it on my small stipple brush by e.l.f. And you could take any cream blush. I'm gonna take my Stila one in Petunia, like this. And you just take it and stipple. Be really careful. A lot comes out. And then to blend it, I go in with a Real Technique stippling brush to blend it. And it gives you just like a really nice wash of color. And then I go through and I will set my entire face. So I will take a full coverage powder, so I'll take my MAC Studio Fix with my e.l.f. brush and I pat that in. Like that. And then I go in and I put powder all over, like the bronzer and everything. So I go in with my Real Technique blush brush, which what I personally use for bronzer, and Bikini Contest has been my favorite. It's from Wet n Wild. Mine broke, so I had to fix it with alcohol. rubbing alcohol. And I just set everywhere where I just put my powder. I mean my cream contour. And then I go in with any blush and set the blush. And then I go in with, once again, with any highlighter, and I put some highlight. And then I just blend it all together. And then typically what I actually do is I go in with a matte bronzer, and I just take a little brush that comes with Benefit Box blushes, and I go into a matte bronzer, and then I sculpt out my cheekbone a little more. Not much, just a tad. And really, that's pretty much it. That's how I do all my cream stuff. You can go as heavy or as light as you want with that. I typically don't go extremely heavy, but I also don't go too light. I do it so it's noticeable, but in Arizona, since it's so hot, I don't put foundation on, only powder. And so doing it underneath is definitely better and wiser too than doing it on top of powder, because you definitely should not be doing it on top of powder. Well, please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!